Welcome to Write Now Workshop Podcast, where you can write a book and change the world. I'm your host, Kitty Bucholtz, and this is episode 87, our personal mid-year check-in, an encouraging words episode coming to you on Sunday, July 8th, 2018. So the very last episode before this one was our mid-year restart, kind of a check-in to see where we're at with all of our writing goals. Find out where we need to make adjustments and how we can check what we're currently doing against what we said we wanted to do at the beginning of the year, so that in the end, we can get to the end of the year with our personal definition of success, whatever that is. Maybe slightly different. It almost certainly will be at least slightly different than what we thought was going to happen in January, when we were so full of energy and dreams and excitement about how much we could get done in a 24-hour day. But life happens and you realize, oh yeah, I was supposed to sleep a little bit and go to work maybe someplace else, and maybe spend time with friends and family, maybe go on vacations, watch 4th of July fireworks. And sometimes we forget how long all those things take. So by the middle of the year, I always think it's a really good idea to do sort of a self-check-in and see where you're at and how you can rearrange some things, adjust some things, so that by the end of the year, you're not feeling like you failed at something. You can say, oh, I adjusted that goal to be more realistic to what I can actually do, and now I'm happy with what I accomplished by Christmas time. So I figured I should be doing something like that with my personal goals as well. For instance, I have a tendency to say to God, I want to be a better wife, or I want to be a better friend, or a better sister. I want to be, better at these things that are super important to me. I want to let people know that they are super important to me, which I don't always do. And it occurred to me that one of the things I haven't done is written down any steps, not even a single step, of what I would actually do to make that goal happen. It's like saying, I want to lose 25 pounds by the end of the year, and go. And then what am I doing differently? Well, I think I'm trying to do things differently, but I don't have a specific plan. Now, as it turns out, for weight loss, I do actually have a specific plan. I'm trying to exercise, 5 days a week. I'm super excited if it becomes 4. I'm like, yay, I made 4. I shoot for 5 and I'm happy with 4. I log just about all the calories that I consume into the MyFitnessPal app, and it tells me about how many calories I should be consuming, including the exercise, so that I can lose, say, a pound a week. I don't have my scale here yet. It's on the ship with the other things that are coming. So I don't know if I'm doing any good at all with that goal. But I really love food, so this one's a hard one for me. But there are other things that I say I want to be better at it, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Well, as I was trying to think of what to bring up to you so that you can think, oh yeah, how am I doing in this personal area that's important to me, or that personal area that's important to me? It could be relationships, finances, something that's outside of career. So what other things have you wanted to do? Sometime before the end of the year, I want to be able to speak Swedish, at least badly. So I have 6 more months to be able to form sentences and that sort of thing. I can say a whole lot of words. Hey is hi or hello. Hej då, that's goodbye. Tack is thank you. John likes saying that his favorite Swedish word is fika, which is sort of like morning tea or afternoon tea if we were in Australia or New Zealand. Mostly Australia is where we did morning and afternoon tea. Anyway, it's food. So one of our favorite words. So in thinking about all the things that maybe I would bring up to give as examples in my life so that you could think about what you want to do in your life, it occurred to me that I have been talking to you about this situation that I'm experiencing for the first time with burnout, and how it's sort of daunting, and sometimes it's a little scary, especially when you feel like your mind and body are going out of control on a bad day, where you can't put 2 thoughts together, none of them are positive, and you just feel like the whole world is a disaster, and why does it have to be that way? And it's very weird. It's very weird. it can be a little scary, except for then you have to just change your focus to something else more positive and whatever. So I was sitting at the table with my little calendar trying to figure out all the podcasts that I'm going to do for the month of July. And I was thinking about the fact that because I'm going to fly from Sweden to Colorado and back, because I'll be one of the speakers at the Romance Writers of America National Conference, woohoo, totally excited, that I would have to record 8 podcasts over the next 7 days in order to have a podcast every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, as I have had for the last 6 months during the time that I'm going to be gone. And I was thinking, that's totally doable, but possibly not, probably not very healthy for the place that I'm in right now. And here I am thinking about how I'm going to do this podcast episode on personal goals and doing a check-in and seeing, are you making progress on your personal goals? Well, a very important personal goal for me, possibly the most important personal goal for me in all seriousness, is recovering from this burnout, and for me to understand it, for me to find out, and not just in generalities. I do know in general what are the suggestions for overcoming it, but the generalities of it are not enough to do a lot of forward motion progress. So this is one of the most important things on my mind right now. I want to be healthy again. I want to be mentally, physically, spiritually healthy. I like to be healthy in all sorts of ways, but this is the big thing. And what am I doing? I'm talking about recording 8 podcasts in 7 days, just because I said 7 months ago that I was going to record 3 podcasts a week for you. Well, that sounds a little bit hypocritical. Yes, I said that I would do this for you. I enjoy doing it. I get the impression that you're enjoying listening, but we've been talking about burnout for the last couple of weeks, maybe longer now. And I just don't see, immediately that phrase came to mind, physician, heal thyself. Here I am telling you how to try to be more mentally healthy with these encouraging words episodes. And yet I was about ready to just force myself through this place that is probably not helping me to be mentally healthy right now. So I want to encourage you by telling you that I'm going to take my own advice. So this is what I'm going to do. First of all, I want you to think about these things and see if there's anything that you need to make a change in. That's exactly the point of this episode. We talked about it on Thursday for your writing and any other kind of career type stuff. And today we're talking about it from a very personal level. So maybe you do want to be a better spouse or a better friend or a better son or daughter or sister or brother or employee even. You have all sorts of things that you want to do. But think of 1 or 2 concrete ways that you can actually create forward motion and some change, even though just a little bit of change. So for me, with pretty much this most important goal for me, which is healing from this burnout, the most important thing that I can do is figure out how to take better care of myself, which would be to not put myself in the position that led to the burnout. It's rather obvious when you think about it, right? So, and added onto those things the fact that lots of people take the summer off or seriously cut back on hours for certain things that they do during the summer. I know that in New Zealand, our Bible study would just be off for the summer, and our women's group at church would be off for the summer. And other places, like teachers in schools, they're off for the summer mostly. This is not an unusual thing to do. So what I'm going to do is for the months of July and August, I am going to give you an episode, excuse me, I'm going to give you an episode every Thursday. And it's probably still going to be an interview because I have so many wonderful people to interview. It may occasionally be more of a teaching episode from me, like I've done once or twice already in the past. Like Thursday was a teaching episode that I had recorded that I did for a writers group in May, and I gave that to you. I have to say, it's always fun for me to be listening to myself again later and going, oh yeah, that's really good advice, I should do that. So the stuff that I talked about on Thursday, that's what I'm going to be working on too. So July and August, you're going to get a single episode a week, and it'll be every Thursday, and it'll still be super awesome. Hopefully it will be even better because I'll have more energy because I'm focusing on doing one great episode. I'll try to have some very short encouragement at the beginning, and particularly if it's an interview, because it's always fun to listen to I think it's really fun to listen to interviews of authors and find out how they wrote their book or how they got into that particular genre or whatever. And just to let you know, we've got a great interview coming up this Thursday with Sean Smucker. I'm sure I'm saying his name right, Smucker. And we're going to be talking about a genre that I think is probably supernatural suspense, but we'll ask Sean what he calls this genre. I'm super excited. I've been reading his book and I'm like, this is freaky and I love it. So I'll keep on doing that for July and August, and then let's just see. Let's see how it goes. Let's see whether or not you're still happy with how it's going. Let me know if you have an opinion one way or the other. The whole point of doing 3 episodes was that I wanted to do 3 shorter segments so that you wouldn't have to be thinking, how do I take an hour or on Thursday, almost an hour and a half to listen to an episode of a podcast. I mean, for heaven's sakes, depending on what kind of a schedule you have, it could take you all week to listen to an hour and a half podcast, 15 minutes here and there. And then we'll see. In business, they call it pivoting. So it's possible that it's just a summer break and I'll be back with tons of energy and know exactly what I want to do and have a plan for how to not have it take so long and still be able to give you great information. Or maybe we'll find out that it's an actual pivot, that we're going to make a change to the podcast and make it go from 3 days a week to 1 day a week. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I feel like I need to take the advice that I've been giving you. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I am thinking about this, let's see, today's 2018, and I looked up that phrase, physician heal thyself, and it's from 500 years before Christ. So, somebody wrote about this in a play about Prometheus 2,500 years ago. I'm thinking, that's some lasting advice there. I should take it. If you have anything going on in your life, particularly something that you're giving advice to somebody else about, and you're beginning to think, oh, you know what, I should probably take my own advice about that. It could be anything, a little thing, a big thing. Give it some thought. I mean, this is a good time to do our mid-year check-in about personal goals, personal habits that we have, things that we want to change, improve, delete out of our lives entirely, maybe, if it's a bad habit. I hope this is helpful. And I'm excited because I'm pretty sure that you're going to understand and be supportive of my decision to make this change for the next couple of months. And we'll see what happens. In the meantime, don't worry, because the super cool people that I have in mind to interview, they're still coming every Thursday. Look for it. And in the meantime, don't forget to take a little time and just ask yourself, am I on the path personally that is the place where by the time December 31st gets here, I'm going to be like, yeah, that was where I wanted to be. If you are, I'm so, so happy for you. And if you aren't, it is totally a great day today to think about how you can make a change so that you can end the year on a really positive, happy note. I hope you have a fantastic week. Come back on Thursday to listen to Sean talk about his new book. And have an awesome summer if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, an awesome winter if you're in the Southern Hemisphere. And I won't have left you forever. I'll just see you once a week. Have a good one, guys.